today, at this station, we'll be analyzing various persuasive essays to determine their score, so that when you come to the teacher station, you will be able to analyze your essay according to the rubric from the state. So if you notice this one, there are 4 score points. You can get anywhere from technically a 0 to a 4, but this is from 1 to 4. 1 is very limited, 2 is basic, 3 is satisfactory, and 4 is accomplished. There are 3 categories on which you're graded: organization and progression, development of ideas, and use of language and conventions. Within each category, there are subcategories that we look at. So we're going to base ours off of the score point 3. So first, you have to look at, let me make this bigger for you. You have to look at, is the organizing structure of the essay appropriate? In other words, is there paragraphing, which is important, but that's not the defining factor. It's, can you tell it's a persuasive essay? Can you tell they use some kind of a persuasive essay structure? And the essay was clear because of that. Okay? So we've got organizational strategies are adequately suited to the persuasive task. They're only somewhat suited, or in the one causes the essay to lack clarity because there's no real direction. Okay? The second bullet under organization and progression deals with your position. Did you take a clear position? Did you pick a side? And then do you have a thesis that's clear and that is strong? Because if your position is missing, unclear, or illogical, it's going to be an automatic 1. Then do you have, is all your information relevant or is it irrelevant? If it's irrelevant, it makes your essay not flow and it messes with the focus. So you want to be here at least a 3 where it's coherent, but there could be some small lapses in focus because we're human, it happens. The third subcategory in organization and progression is your ideas. Did your ideas make sense, how you put them together? Did you have transitions that went from paragraph to paragraph and sentence to sentence? So is your whole essay connected and does it have flow like music? The next category is development of ideas. Did you have enough detail? Did you make your point? Did you persuade the reader to come to your side? So we have ideas, development of ideas is weak, minimal, or sufficient. Okay? The argument's convincing because the reasons and evidence that you chose were very specific and appropriate to what you were trying to persuade the reader to do or think. The second bullet in development of ideas is your thoughtfulness. Was your essay original and unique, or did you follow a formula? Did you think you had to have 2 body paragraphs even though you don't? What's the deal? The final category is use of language conventions. That's the grammar, your sentence boundaries, are your sentences varied, so sentence structure and type. Additionally, it's word choice. This is where your call to action, your concession, your counter argument are going to come into play, because the word choice that you use there definitely shows if it's a persuasive essay or not. So you want your word choice to be clear and specific for the most part. Now, if it's not 100% and you didn't use that persuasive language that we talked about, that's okay, but it has to be very clear, very specific. That's what's going to get you a 3. Did you have that language or not? Okay, you could be general and imprecise, and that's going to put you in the 2 category. The next bullet is your sentences. Are they varied? Do you know how to control them? Are they run-ons? Are they fragments? Do all your sentences begin the same? Okay. And the final bullet here is your grammar. Sentence boundaries, meaning did you use a question mark if you needed one, or a period if it was appropriate, or even an exclamation mark. How's your spelling and your capitalization? Now, you're not going to take off points unless it's just an egregious error. It has to cause a disruption in the fluency or the meaning of the writing. And if it does that, then yeah, you're going to be down here in the 2 or the 1 category. If the reader cannot understand your writing because the spelling and capitalization is so poor, that's an issue. Once you've marked in these spots what you're going to score it, you can transfer that number here. Now it's possible to have a variety of numbers in those boxes. For example, so the first essay you read, they've got an awesome organizing structure. It's perfect. You're going to give it a 3. So you're going to put that 3 here. But their ideas, they weren't always related. But your position was weak. I wasn't exactly sure what it was. So you can give somebody a 2 here. And you transfer that 2 here. And then their ideas, they were logical and controlled, even though their position was weak. They had good ideas. You can put a 3 here. But I'm going to tell you right now that odds are, if they're weak here and the position was not clear, they're not going to have a 3 here. Okay? So you'll do the same thing. So you can have a combination of 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. But when you're done, you take these 3 numbers, average them, write your average here. These 2 numbers, average, put it here. And then, my apologies, these 3, average, and put it here. And then you take your averages, put them together to come up with your final score. Okay? So you'll have a packet that you'll work from to do that. Now your prompt that you're working with was, can a person choose to be happy? And if you remember, you had that little Anne Frank quote. So you'll look at a set of 4 essays. Now you'll notice there's a number up here. That doesn't mean that essay scored an 11. That just means it was number 11 in the stack. Okay? So 8, 16, alright. So what you're going to do at your station is you'll read the essay. You'll score it using the rubric. What I just went over. One of these for each essay. When everyone at your table has scored all 4, you'll discuss what you gave them and why. And then, once that's happened, you'll come see me, and I will give you the answer key to tell you what the actual score is on each of these essays. And you can compare yourself to the state and see if you're too hard, too easy, if you were way off track, where you were. And then when you come to the station where you work with me, you're going to go through and analyze your own essay in the same fashion. If you have any questions, raise your hand. Otherwise, happy grading.